All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time to give their kin the due. Give the kin their due. We have to give the kin the due. Are we referring to the awesome dwarven hairstyles when we talk about dew, or are we talking about Mountain Dew? We also have some hobbyists who have gotten submissions for Red Gobbo, which I grabbed this one because it is just an absolutely dynamite miniature. Martian snow or something like that. But that is just a quick diversion. This one should be relatively short. We've only got the one detachment today. The thing about the kin is, unfortunately, they, more than anything, they need units. They need the rest of their army. They probably have, like, I think even when you, like, remove or divide into, like, sub-factions, they have at least one of the smallest army lists in the game. The real purpose of the stream, watch me drink water. Because I drink a lot of it on stream. But yeah, for pure faction, or for pure, or I was about to say, for pure army, for the actual army that a faction is capable of fielding, they are without a doubt the smallest army list. And then even when you go into pure faction of, you know, things like Harlequins and like Corn Demons and stuff like that, even then, there's still a pretty freaking small army list. So they need the rest of their army. But we can see if they can get some interesting new ways to play them in the meantime. So right now, if I remember, the Oath Band, its big rule is you get to pick a certain number of targets to be grudged, to be out of the Book of Grudges, like right from the get-go. So we will see how they play now, or what new play style they've come up with. There's nothing more Grotmas fee than stockings hanging over an open fire, so take a leaf out of the great big Leagues of Votan book and get the home fires burning with the Hearth Band. When the eye of the ancestors has been fixed on some site or resource deemed vital to hold, the kindred may form a hearth band to ensure its swift conquest. Typically led by one of the most courageous and cunning calls, such forces are painstakingly forged to complete the precise mission for which they are assembled. Einhir elites lead the charge, exo-armored forms advancing like ancestors return to life. Contemptuous of the enemy's pitiful attempts to cut them down. Hand-picked Hearthkin support this advance, no mere citizen soldiers, but the finest warriors of the kin host assembled for this one crucial mission. Driving inexorably into the teeth of the foe, the Hearth Band does not stop until their task is complete and the battle is won. So the theme we're going for is this is an elite cadre of kin. So the Leagues of Votan are all about citizen soldiery. Every member of the kin is supposed to be self-sufficient. They're supposed to be capable of doing whatever job needs to be done. It's not that specialists don't exist, but, you know, in the harsh space in which they live, you know, if you're like chief engineer, if the guy in charge of like your vessel's warp drive, okay, or your Geller field dies over the course of like a hazardous mission, well, if you don't know how to operate that, you're dead. Like, so every kin has to be a mechanic, every kin has to be a cook, every kin has to be a survivalist, every kin has to be a warrior. And to be fair, the Votan has kind of developed, you know, strategically developed their growth, because they're all gene rot. So they are all capable of this. But even still, the idea here is these are not just any kin. You know, every kin is good in combat, but these are not just any kin. These are the elite. These are the best of the best, the handpicked bunch of, we need this done now, not anyone will do. Call in the A-team. So, the Hearth Band represents the finest weapons and warriors of the kindred, and there is no foe they will not face down. Methodical Annihilation exemplifies the discipline of the Leagues of Votann, allowing for reliable point-blank elimination. You can reroll hit rolls of 1 against the closest target, while units led by the greatest champions also get an extra point of armor penetration. Leagues of Votann suffered a lot of nerfs to their weapons. They suffered just a slew of nerfs from 10th edition, or from 9th edition. They, to the point where, like, you know, literally most commentators were looking at the Votann and were looking at the leagues, and they were looking at the way the rules change, and they're like, this is not an edition change. This is a complete reimagining. Like, somebody looked at how they played in 9th edition and said, no, we got to go back to the drawing board. So they are one of the few armies. My gain, did my gain get notched or something? My gain has just been crazy lately. Because I've noticed that my mic is still peaking quite a bit, even though I've actually placed my mic a decent ways away from me. So the 10th edition, they completely redefined what the kin was, what their weapons should be like, what their warriors should be like, etc. To emphasize the importance of the Hearthband's mission, they are granted enhancements such as Quake Multi-Generator, Rare Warrior that destabilizes enemies and reduces the effectiveness of any counterattack. Particular attention has been given to the melee weapons, and Superior Craftsmanship grants +1 damage against monster or vehicle. Pardon me. Ah, man. All right, so, and then what could be more Grotmas than stars, children, and prophesized births? Yes, Genestealer cults are preparing for the feast. So my GSC gets a new detachment tomorrow. I don't know how much this matters, but it actually does. Like, they actually do change what articles and stuff are available depending on which site you're on. And here's the Hearthband. All right. Detachment rule, methodical annihilation. With their minds entirely focused on the singular mission with which they have been charged, the kin work to blast a path through enemy lines with the same tenacity a Brokir beating metal or Chthonian miner splitting bedrock. Each time a Leagues of Votann model from your army makes an attack, and if you're playing Votann, you've only got Leagues of Votann models in your army. They're not one that has ally rules. Most Xenos don't have ally rules. Excluding blast weapons, so this is like your beamers and stuff like that, that targets the closest eligible target or targets that is within engagement range of the model's unit. So if you're using big guns on like a land fortress, pardon me. My health is not doing really well right now, but what else is new? Anyway, you get to reroll hit rolls of 1. And if your unit is a Call, Einhir Hearthguard, or Uthar the Destined, unit improve the armor penetration characteristic of the attack by 1. So right off the bat, it's army-wide reroll hits of 1. That is relevant. Kin are 4 up by base. They're 3 up when they're attacking a grudged enemy. So any kind of things that are improving your reliability is going to be fantastic. So while the other detachment focuses on improving reliability by handing out more grudge tokens. This one is going to improve your reliability by giving you rerolls, and then to top it off, you're going to get armor penetration. At least you're going to get armor penetration for some of... Well, Einir Hearthguard are one of the best units in the army. Calls are good. Uthar you almost never see. He's been lowered in cost to the point where you can now take him. But I think in this army, he's going to be even less demanded. The big reason you don't see Uthar is he doesn't really give anything to Hearthguard. So he can join either Hearthguard or Hernkin. Or, not Hearthguard. Not Hernkin, or whatever the basic warrior squad is. So he can either join the Hearthguard or he can join basic warriors. If he joins Hearthguard, he doesn't really give anything to him. He's just another body in the unit. And yes, he is a good fighter, but that doesn't justify his stats. If he joins Hearthskin Warriors, Hearthskin Warriors is the ones that, the other one he can join. If he joins Hearthskin Warriors, he gives them a 4-up invuln. The problem is you use your Hearthskin Warriors to trade, and you do so very intentionally because you are trying to get the trade set up with your Hearthskin Warriors so that your opponent has to attack them with the targets you want to eliminate, and then those targets get grudged. So the fact that he gives, first of all, he is now in a unit that you are basically probably going to position to die. And then the fact that he gives the unit that you are trying to position to die a 4-up invuln kind of actually defeats the purpose. So you want your Hearthskin to be efficient trading pieces. He stops that from happening. So that's why you don't see Uthar a lot. All right, Bastion Shield, 25 points. The exceptional technologies contained within the heraldic crest radiate a dome of ablated weavework, shielding that robs... Weavework shielding, interesting. That was the umlaut, so it would be like work. I always have trouble pronouncing umlauts, even though I have sung a lot of German in my life. But I usually have somebody to help teach me and guide me through pronunciation. Leagues of Votann model only. Each time a ranged attack targets the bearer's unit, if the attacking model is within 12 inches of the bearer's unit, worsen the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 1. We just went around and nerfed all sources of armor of contempt, and we're just giving a unit permanent armor of contempt. Okay. Yeah, that is worth 25 points. That is very much worth 25 points. You are taking that, especially if you've got your call going alongside your Hearthguard. God, Hearthguard with freaking armor of contempt. Yay. All right. Quake Multi-Generator, 15 points. Extremely rare and costly to manufacture. This Darkstar-powered Darkstar. For some reason, it's almost I read Darkstar. I actually said it correctly, but my mind read Death Star. It's Death Star powered. You know my Doomsday weapon? Well, in the core is another Doomsday weapon. Anyway, it enables a weapon to initiate tremendously powerful reverberations. The resultant shockwaves are enough to pitch foes from their feet. Call model only. In your shooting phase, after the bearer has shot, select one enemy unit, excluding Titanic units, hit by one or more of those attacks. Until the start of your next turn, that enemy unit is suppressed. While the unit is suppressed, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So, nice little debuff you can just hand out. If you've got a good, durable shooting platform, the bearer has shot, select one enemy hit by one or more. Okay, it's only the bearer. So I'm not sure what kind of ranged weapons calls have, but you'll want to have a very reliable ranged weapon to hit with. I know calls are already 2+, and you're getting reroll hits of 1, so that should be fine. But basically using this, you can make sure your call is giving out a debuff very reliably every turn. Iron Skyne, 10 points. A rare clone Skyne threat. A rare clone Skyne threads this warrior. A rare clone Skyne threads this warrior's bone structure. Okay. I almost want to say that they meant for that to be Skeen, but then again, I'm trying to kind of reading it in German, and it might be Iron Skeen. But a rare clone skein thread. This threads this warrior's bone structure and epidermis with metallic fibers, rendering them remarkably resilient to harm. Any one of your characters gets 2 wounds for 10 points. That's good. 10 points for 2 wounds is great. That's fine. That's not. I wouldn't say that's auto include. This one, Bastion Shield, is auto include, but I don't think we've got another auto include. They're just good. They're good enhancements. And then High Call. They brought it back. As the foremost martial leader in their kindred, this warrior's value is only too well known by their comrades. Those kin sworn to defend them will fight to their last breath rather than fail in this duty. Obviously, it has to be a call. Each time a model in the bearer's unit is destroyed by a melee attack, if it has not fought this phase, roll on a d6 on a 4-up. Do not remove it from play. The destroyed model can fight after the attacking unit is finished making attacks and is removed from play. Hearthguard whiz freaking 4-up fight on death. That's all you need to know there. You've got a unit of Hearthguard and they've got 4-up fight on death. Yeah, that's auto-include, and then you're going to pick and choose from one of these two. Either you're just going to pick it first, especially if you're going with the multi-generator, you'll need to know because you're buying a second call. Because otherwise you're going to take high call. So it depends on how many call you're taking. But you're going to take these two and put them on something. And I'd really be tempted to potentially take 3 calls, but you're at least going to I think you're going to take 2 calls. Another potential is that you take this on a Brokir, and then your Ironkin all get Armor of Contempt, which is also awesome. So, but yeah, so you might actually consider what your build is when you decide what enhancement to take. But if you don't take 3 calls, then Iron Skeen or Iron Skein is perfectly good. Breknots. 1 CP Battle Tactic Stratagem. These micro shield generators worked into warriors' jewelry or armor crests, trigger on command to provide short-lived boosts of protection. Okay, use either in your opponent's shooting phase or any fight phase. You pick a Call, Uthar, or Einhir Hearthguard, so the 3 units that this detachment is specifically buffing. Darn it. Why does my body have to be so disgusting? Seriously. And it gives you a 4-up invuln. Wait. Some of you know what I'm checking. Because didn't I just say Uthar hands out 4-up invulns to begin with? All right, here's Uthar. He has a 4-up invuln. Okay, he gives models 5-up, which I think Hearthkin already, I'm the Hearthguard already have. So here's Uthar. He's got a 4-up. Here's Dekal. He's got a 4-up. There's the Einhir Champion. There's the Grimnir. There's the Brokir. There's Hearthkin Warriors. Einhir Hearthguard. Okay, one of the bearers can have a 4-up invuln in Einhir Hearthguard. Okay. I might just replace the filter tonight. Because I know that's one of the reasons my allergies are kicking my butt, is the filter needs replaced. All right, so one of them can have a 4-up. So yeah, like, is it unit? Is it the unit? Okay, one call. Okay, yeah, so it is, okay, this is the unit. So you give, this turns it and changes it to the whole unit. I'm still going to say pretty meh, because, okay, more than likely you're using this on Hearthguard, okay? More than likely. Let's see what else. I'm pretty sure that Uthar can only join Hearthkin and Hearthguard. Yeah. What about the call? Yeah. So you're using this on Hearthguard normally, where you've already got one 4-up, and then Uthar and the call already have a 4-up. So it's meh. It's kind of meh, because you've already got a model in your Hearthguard that can take that 4-up. So because it's any with the Weavefield crest, and that's your Hessier. So you can take this on your Hessier. So you can already kind of take models. So I guess after your Hessier dies, you know, it might give you a little bit more durability, but these things tend to be binary. And the thing is remember, you have to use this when you were targeted. You don't get to use this reactionarily because you lost a bunch of your Hearthguard. So you have to basically decide at the beginning that it's like, okay, I don't want to trust that my Hessier is going to be able to tank the damage. So then I'm going to use this, and then all of my Hearthguard are going to get it. But even then, it's like, you're still looking at a very binary choice. I think there are going to be situations where you will use this, but unless the rest of the stratagem section is this meh, I'm not sure you save a point for it. Of course, you should always try to keep like 1 CP in your pocket whenever possible. But, all right, unyielding aggression. 1 CP strategic ploy. Even should they be compelled to pull back momentarily, the warriors of the Hearthband maintain a punishing curtain of fire to erode the enemy further or rally swiftly and drive back into the fight. Pardon me again. All right. Use in your movement phase after you fall back until the end of the turn. Your unit is eligible to shoot. So it's 1 CP, fall back, shoot, and charge. Good. Seal of approval. All right. Surge of Purpose. 1 CP strategic ploy. Strategic ploy. Ploy. The single-minded advance of the kin rolls over collapsing enemy lines and exploits every fault and weakness, driving on towards the objective. This is fight phase, and I can already tell this is a 6-inch pile in and consolidate. Those are very situationally useful. Again, you're not going to use this all of the time, but you will be glad of it when you need it. 1 CP materialization matrices. All right, this is a 1 CP strategic ploy. Built to a superior standard using secrets imparted by the Votan, the teleporters employed by the Hearthband can stabilize rematerialization fields remarkably close to the foe. This is a 6-inch deep strike. So, really good. 2 seals of approval. 2 thumbs up. 2 CP. Superior craftsmanship. 2 CP battle tactic. Not only, why would this be, if it's superior craftsmanship, why wouldn't this be war gear? Come to think of it, was this war gear? No, this was a battle tactic as well. Wouldn't they be war gear? Anyway, 2 CP battle tactic. Not only are the finest kindred warriors selected for this duty, but they are also equipped with the best weaponry and war gear. They even use the words right there! Nah. They I don't think anyone is paying like I guess there might have been a point. So if in case you don't remember, or weren't here for that, there was a point in the balanced data slate when 10th edition was just getting rolling, where they looked at all of these rules that let you get free stratagem, and they just said, this is too good, battle tactics. You only get battle tactics, that's it. And I'm reading this, and it makes me wonder if this detachment was being worked on when that was a thing, because like you've got these specific battle tactic stratagems when they probably should be war gear. So anyway, you're fighting. And one of your units from the army that has not been selected to fight until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack that targets a monster or vehicle, add 1 to the damage. Bam. And it's any unit that you're fighting with, plus 1 to damage against the models that have the most number of wounds. Hell yeah. It should still be 1 CP. I'm sorry, Gita. Like, you really can't seem to get the value of what a stratagem should be at this point. Like, you really seem to be struggling with that, and you've had to make a lot of changes from that point to begin with. But yeah, this is a 1 CP strat, and they're asking 2 CP for it. Does that mean you're not going to use it? There are going to be times when you're like, you do the math in your head and you say, I can kill if I. Don't do this. Okay. Do not do this. All right. Do not go, I can't kill the monster or vehicle, but if I spend 2 CP, then I think I kill it. Do not do that. Okay. Instead, when you're going to use this, is you're going to use it when I'm going to kill the monster or vehicle. I can't afford to have the dice screw me. Like, I can't leave this in the Fate's hands. I need to make sure that this thing is dead. That is when you drop 2 CP. Okay? Do not do this to try and get a kill you wouldn't have otherwise gotten, because you still won't get the kill. Like, that's just... I know that sounds superstitious, but like... You will find yourself... Think of it this way. Even if things are going statistically average, even if everything is going statistically average over the course of your time with 10th edition, playing Leagues of Votann, playing this detachment, all right, you will remember the times you used superior craftsmanship and didn't kill the thing. So do yourself a favor, use this to make sure you kill something, not to try and kill something you wouldn't otherwise kill. Because otherwise you're gonna hate this stratagem and you're gonna regret using it. All right. And then finally, Fury of the Hearth. 1 CP battle tactic. As though they unleash the raging flames of their kindred's hearths upon the enemy, the Einhir all but drown their enemies in fire. Use this in your shooting phase. You pick one of your Hearthguard that has not been selected to shoot until the end of the phase. Ranged weapons, excluding blast weapons, equipped by your models in your unit have rapid fire 1. Not sustain hits 1, not get this on a certain roll. No, just flat out rapid fire 1. If you're in close, bam, you get an extra hit. This is great. This is absolutely great. I don't think I've seen many strats actually give out rapid fire. It's nearly always sustained hits. And of course, sustained hits is conditional. This is not conditional. You're just getting more shots, just period. So yeah, this is really good. I really like this one. This needed to be 1 CP, so that's kind of meh. This is great. This is situationally useful. This is great. This is meh. So we're looking at a B to A tier stratagem list. We're looking at a, I'm pretty sure this is an A tier enhancement list. And then the army ability is also A tier. So this is a solid detachment. And I think it does what it sets out to do. It takes your army, gives it a little bit more reliability, and it gives just that little bit more punch to your already punchiest units. So that, it's already Einherjar and Calls are already pretty efficient. Again, Uthar not so much, but Einherjar and Calls are already pretty efficient, and now with this, they're going to be even more efficient now. Bastion Shield and Iron Skyne are any character, so they are not focused on those 3 data sheets. But the other 2 enhancements are Brecknots are they're definitely only focused on those 3 data sheets. And then Fury of the Hearth is just your Hearthguard. So the rest of your stratagems, and there isn't even one of those bonus things, so these are just pure meant to be used on any of your infantry or Votann units. So while you do have the ability to stack and push more with your Hearthguard, and I definitely wouldn't use this detachment and not take Hearthguard, but you're taking Hearthguard. You're already taking Hearthguard. So the fact that this buffs Hearthguard is not a big thing, and it definitely does buff the rest of your army too. So I would say this is just a good solid detachment. It's a little bit more focused than Oathband is. And of course, Oathband, I say if you are the kind of player that really likes singling out, you like being methodical and I'm going to kill this unit, then this unit, then this unit, I think Oathband is going to be more your play style. But if either you prefer to have just general functionality and reliability, and or you are in a meta, you've got a playing field where the players you're playing against are really good at stopping the whole, they're going to take down, they're really good at protecting the units you would want to target down. They know how to use terrain, they know how to shield. If you're in a more competitive meta. So this is definitely, Oathband is definitely going to be roughly on par with this for casual game, narrative game, or just regular match play. But I think for competitive, I think this might actually be better than the Oathband is, because this one is more the army rule is more general purpose, and you do have a good suite of general purpose stratagems too. You've got this one and this one, which are a lot more focused, but +1 to damage against a monster vehicle, even though it's too expensive. 6-inch deep strike, pile and consolidate 6 inches, which both helps you stay in combat and get you on objectives. Fall back and shoot and charge. There's lots of good general purpose stuff here. Flat AP 1 to a unit, another pip of AP to a unit. Flat 2 wounds to one of your character models. This is actually still a very general purpose list, and I do think it is even potentially even more take all criminals and more general purpose than Oathband is. So I think this actually might be the go-to competitive detachment now. Now, obviously, once the players get their hands on it, we'll see one way or the other. But I do think this has the potential to usurp Oathband as the current competitive meta detachment. I don't think it's by a lot. I think they're very, very close. I think they're pretty neck and neck. But I think there's the real potential here for this. But With that, I'm going to end the stream there, just a short one. And I'm going to actually see if I can get through Act 3 tonight. But first, I'm going to go take a break. I'm going to get some food. I'm going to change that filter. And then I will come back as in my exiled form. And we will try to take down Act 3 and get into Cruel. Until then, I've been Divine Erdrick. I'll see you all.